Hi everyone, Sandra here. How's it going? So before anybody freaks out, I am okay. It wasn't actually that bad. Um, I did technically get assaulted, but it wasn't that terrible, to be honest. I wasn't hurt. So I guess I should start from the beginning. By the way, sorry for the audio quality if it's really bad. I'm not in the greatest place to be shooting video, but that's fine. So we started heading to the con around Thursday. It was a pretty uneventful trip to there. Um, but by the time we got there, things started to go a little bit downhill. It was a little bit hectic trying to find parking and get our stuff up to the room. And then beyond that, we had to go wait in line. So when we got there, we couldn't check in yet. So one of my girlfriends had to take the car and go park it somewhere, while my other girlfriend and I waited in line in the blistering sun. I did not know the sheer magnitude of the line that I was going to be in. There were people waiting in line for upwards of 5 or 6 hours. It was that bad. And on top of that, it was very, very, very hot. So anybody waiting in line had to wait in line out in the heat, basically wrapped around the block and back again. Basically, the line was all the way down the street. There was no way to even know where the line began when you got there. Now, at first, we accidentally got into the sponsor line, and then we had to get out of that line and, of course, find our way to the back of the very, very, very long line. And we waited, I don't know how long we waited in that line. It was very, very long. But by the time we started the wrap around the corner to get to the door, my one girlfriend who was with me, she was struggling because she has some issues with her knee, and she has to use a cane. So it was her knee was bothering her. She was having heat exhaustion issues. And finally, somebody from Anthrocon staff came up to us and said, "Oh, you can just skip ahead to the special needs line." And we're both thinking, why didn't you say this beforehand? Why didn't you recognize that she had, why didn't anybody recognize that she had a cane beforehand? Now, it is a big con, and there's only so much staff to go around. Some people, volunteers who are actually willing to subject themselves to that many people. So I kind of understand from a logistics level, but So we finally get to the special needs line, and we get up to the counter. Eventually, they let us through, and I gotta say, the staff and the special needs line were very, very, very good at what they were doing. I thank them a lot. They got my girlfriend a chair to sit down on. They got us water. My friend Chloe was there by that point, so she was helping out too. But we get up to the counter, and they tell me that they do not have me in their system. So I have to now go to another line, which is the helpline. So I do wait in the helpline for a shorter amount of time. I get my badge finally. My girlfriend gets her badge. We go meet up with other girlfriend, get our room and everything, get unpacked. Everything's everyone's very, very stressed out by that point. But we decide to head back to the con and get my other girlfriend's badge. But by the time we got there, they had closed registration early. So we got up really early in the morning the next day, still stressed out, and we wait in a very, very long line. It didn't seem to move a lot. They didn't seem to have a lot of staff working the tables, at least enough staff working the tables, and it was a very, very long wait even for that line on the second day. So after that, we're pretty hungry, we're pretty stressed out, so we decided to go over to Furryland. I personally wanted a dog bowl. I I just wanted one of the dog bowls. So we go there. The line isn't that bad, but they are kind of packed. They are rushing and like physically pushing people through the line, which was kind of off-putting for one of my girlfriends, and they misgendered her, which was kind of bad, especially because she passes. Okay, she passes. There's no excuse to misgender her. So we get there, and I paid $30 for a meal and a dog bowl. At least I got my dog bowl. I'm happy that wait a minute, let me go get that. I got my dog bowl. Woof. So I get my meal and my dog bowl, and everybody gets their meal and their dog bowl. and then we go over to the front of the Westin in the corner of the street to eat because there was nowhere to sit down anywhere else. We get there, we eat. I go to throw my trash away, and I hear this guy walking down the street in front of me, and he's going, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse, and he there's nobody else like around on the sidewalk, and he's still yelling, excuse me, and then he kind of moves towards me as he's walking, and he trucks me. He just runs right into me. Like he was trying to knock me off my feet. He made me drop some of my trash, but honey, I'm 195 pounds. And you're like probably 160. You're not gonna knock me off my feet like that. Now my first reaction was, oh no, he's heading towards my girlfriends. I need to protect them. So I follow behind him until he passes my girlfriends. But thankfully that was it. Nobody got hurt. We had to pick up some trash. Oh well. At first, like, I thought he was doing it because, oh, it's the furries, you know, this is a trans woman, I can get away with it. But like, then again, I heard like last year, some of my friends ran into a similar situation out in the street. I'm thinking it's just maybe out-of-towners or people outside of the city coming in for the 4th of July festivities and just causing issues for the furries there, which is kind of sad if you think about it. Now, by that point, we were all pretty stressed, but I did go out again that night, and it was kind of fun, and it picked up my spirits a little bit. Went out to the boardwalk with my girlfriend and all that. And by Friday, things had started to turn around enough to where, like, oh, okay, this con can be redeemed, hopefully, thankfully. And by Saturday and Sunday, we were having a very, very good time. It was just the initial shock of everything and waiting in line and all the people and being just completely overwhelmed by everybody there. It was just massive this year. It wasn't like last year at all. There was 4,000 more people here or there last year than there was last year. And it was just completely insane. I will say that they have said that they are going to redo registration for next year, which is great news. Hopefully they get that figured out because on top of the line being very long, it was very, very confusing. The signage really didn't point you into the right direction you're supposed to be going. So yeah, I hope they get that figured out. I know it's a big event to run now. I know they have very limited staff to work with. And people who are willing to put themselves through that. I thank you for putting yourself through that, by the way. Now, as for suiting during the convention, I didn't suit a lot. I did suit one day, and I was very proud of myself. for keeping my head on all the way from the hotel to the convention center and then back again. I did not take my head off the entire time I was out, and that was the first time I've ever done that. Usually I have issues with being cooped up inside of this head for a very long time because I am a wuss. But I managed to get through it, and it wasn't that bad. It was great. I had a good time on the last 2 days of the convention. I did get some video during the con, and without further ado, here is all that video. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day and next day and the next day after that and all that. And bye-bye. Bye.